So faith is this inborn belief that there is something or someone bigger involved in our lives. Now, some people will go around and say, I'm in charge of me. My life is mine. I'm in charge of everything that I do. Now, people will say that in moments of confidence, maybe even arrogance and boldness. But I think deep down inside, when we get down beneath all that veneer of arrogance or boldness or overconfidence, there's something that scares us very much. Because we realize we are not completely in charge of our lives, are we? There are all kinds of external forces that push in against us. And there are all kinds of things inside of us, whether it is questions of whether we are worthy or whether we can actually accomplish what it is that we've been given. There is a deep down fear, I think, inside of us that wonders, do I really have what it takes to do what others are asking of me? I think that is a big part of us as humans. That's something that is a part of us as humanity. I think that faith, this deep down desire or this inborn belief that there is someone or something bigger in charge of the world that we live in, I think that faith causes action as well. When we believe in something, when we throw our weight and all of our effort, our talents and our abilities behind a project or an effort or some way of touching and reaching out into the lives of other people, when we have faith to do something, things begin to happen. Because faith says that, maybe if I do something with this little bit that I have, this little bit of talent or money or ability, and if I throw my ability behind that, maybe something will change. There's a very interesting idea in the world of sales and creation of products. There was a guy, his name is Tom, and I cannot remember Tom's last name for the life of me and forgot to look it up, so just Tom. Tom had an idea as a young entrepreneur. He said, if I create a product, and for every product that I make, I'm going to give the same product away. He started creating shoes. The project is called Tom's Shoes. And this guy has a little business of making handmade canvas shoes. And for every pair of shoes that you or I buy, he gives away to a country where kids have no shoes. Every pair that you and I buy. Now he sells them for about $40, $45. And $45 may sound like a lot. I don't know what kind of shoes you buy. But when you start thinking about, for every pair that I buy, he's going to put in an airplane. He's going to fly in places like Argentina. He's going to fly into places like Uganda. And he's going to say, oh, by the way, here, children, you don't have shoes, and you're cutting your feet, and you're getting all kinds of diseases in through the bottoms of your feet. We're not going to let that happen anymore. Tom had this belief that there is something inside of us when we begin to hear that story that will make us say, $45 isn't that much to put shoes on my feet, but more importantly, put shoes on the feet of someone in a country that doesn't have shoes. Belief in something, in someone bigger than us, results in faith, and faith causes action. That when we begin to say, you know what, if I did something with this little bit that I have, it could change a little part of the world. That, I think, is pretty powerful. The stories of faith on IYC sound a little bit like this. God is in control of my life when things are messed up at home, when things with parents or siblings, or for those of you that may have children, when things are not right at home, God is in charge. When relationships are out of whack and things don't line up and I'm having difficulty in the places that I live and work and breathe, when those things are messed up, God is still in control. There is a portion of faith that says, although I cannot completely add up all of the pieces of my life that seem to be broken and out of control, God is still in charge of all of those things. God is still in charge of all of those things. The recognition from the people on this trip that have said, I recognize that I don't always see myself as valuable. I don't know that I have what it takes. I don't know that I am all that worthy of the things that I have experienced or of the relationships that I have. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see anything of value. But when I begin to look in the mirror through the eyes of faith of one that created me, I begin to see something very different. I begin to see the value that God created inside of me. Those are some of the stories of, and I'm not making any of this up. These are the things that students and leaders said when we were in San Antonio. Because when you kind of remove and extract yourself from the everyday life, and you say, for these next days, I'm going to focus on what God is saying to me, God does not disappoint. I had students that said, you know what, I have a boyfriend that I'm leaving at home. I'm not going to talk to him for the entire time. A commitment to say, you know what, God's voice gets lost sometimes in the everyday busyness. And I'm going to push that stuff aside. And I'm going to focus on what God might be saying to me. There's faith, and then there's hope. Paul says that hope is also something that remains. Hope is the inborn confidence that there will be a better day. This is the belief that as bad as things are today, as rotten as things are right now, I'm going to believe that tomorrow could be better. That tomorrow there could be an experience that actually is better than today. The older you get, I think it is easier sometimes to remember that, you know what, today is just today. And the things that are encapsulated in today, and the rottenness maybe that is going on with my job or my family, that can be, well, that can change. It doesn't have to stay that way. There is a sense of hope about the lives that we live. Now, granted, not all of us feel that way at the same time, right? Because some of us maybe come in today and say, you know what, this week has been rotten, and I am not certain that tomorrow will be better. I am not confident that tomorrow will be a better day because what I've experienced over the last week has just stunk. And I'm sick of it. And I'm tired of the way the life continues to churn me up. And I feel like I'm constantly being spit out. And I don't have value. And I don't feel like tomorrow will be better. That's part of the reason that we gather, isn't it? And we sing songs of hope. And we sing songs about how great and powerful and mighty God is.